Welcome to Wake Up Real Estate on a Tuesday morning. It's Texting Tuesday. As much as Ryan would have you believe, this show is not brought to you by Great Value Trail Mix from Walmart. The show is actually brought to you by Thanks.io and the virtual mortgage providers at NEXA Mortgage, which, if you'd like more information about either of those show sponsors, go ahead and check out the additional information in the description, especially the just listed, just sold.com thanks add-on. Really good stuff. So check that out. But let's check out what the social post of the day here is.
Okay, so this was something that I think we've talked about on the show before, but as I think we're coming into listing season. It's going to be more people are going to start thinking about their houses. Just what I think. But no matter what, it's always listing season, right? So this idea worked okay for me in the past, and I'm going to test it a little bit more again. So Pinellas County's homeowner survey filled out, gave a $10 Starbucks gift card. Thanks.io will probably be used to send that, and then the form here. Yeah, well, it will be.
Okay.
And then the form here. I just made this one in Google Forms. It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys want to make this, it'll probably take you 10 minutes in Google Forms. The last time I ran a Facebook ad for this, I got a lot of responses. The problem was I got people who didn't own a home who were just trying to get the gift card. So I got to figure out that problem a little bit and do a little bit of a kind of like verification. Match the name, do the skip tracing stuff that you do, Josh. But anyway, just an idea for you guys. So my social post of the day is a quick Pinellas County homeowner survey. Must be Pinellas County homeowner. I put the smiley face there.
Well, so yeah. Let's tie that together with a couple other things that have been running themes on the show. So we tied in iList and Thanks.io have an integration now. And I have sent, with Ryan's help, three mail blasts, like the direct mail blast, to three different audiences. One hasn't hit yet, but all of which are A, are homeowners, and B, we've got them integrated where they scan the QR code and they immediately get taken to a dashboard. Well, we could use this. We could make this offer only to the folks that are scanning the QR code from those campaigns, because those folks are responsive, right? So that would be
it could be an automated. It could be an automated follow-up as well, like 2 days later, or right away, whatever. So I was just looking
the other way. So the other idea I had, Ryan, also is you made me some code to put on my iList site, where there's a little like hello bar about getting a HELOC, right? Tapping into equity with a HELOC. Well, we could make a version of that offers this bribe, Hey, want a $10 Starbucks gift card? Take this quick survey and we'll send it over to you, right? So there's lots of ways you could use this idea. You could, in fact, we should. We absolutely should do this. This is the best place to start. I'm glad. I love these shows. What we should do, Ryan, is next week, I need to send an email to just the people in my database that I have a property address for.
Yeah.
With this, take this survey, get a free $10 Starbucks gift card, and I'll call it Central PA Homeowners, fall. I don't know, fall survey or something. We'll think of something cool to call it. And then we take them to the survey, and if they complete the survey, we'll give them a gift card.
Yeah. Now here's the cool thing, because I've gotten some feedback on this in the past. It's like, oh, I don't want to spend $10 for the survey. First of all, only about half the people, if that much, would ever scan, because you're going to mail it out. They have to get it in the mail, then they have to scan it. So you're not going to end up paying for the gift card until they scan it. Thanks. The other thing is you're getting a pretty good lead here. They're letting you know if they're going to sell or not. So even if only 1 in 10 check off, yes, I'm definitely going to sell, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good lead, and most of us would be willing to pay a couple $100 for a really good seller lead.
Absolutely. So, let me tie up a couple of loose ends there. where Ryan sort of skipped over. So thanks.io, you can go and get a free account there. Okay. If you upgrade to their business account, which if you're sending any amount of mail, you should, with their business account, when you send someone a gift card, for example, when you sign up for a free account at wakeup.realestate, we've got a free membership there. When you go and create a free account at wakeup.realestate, you can get a free gift card from us. Okay. You only pay when someone actually redeems the gift card. Okay. So you're protected there. And what I would say is if they redeem it, that's creating a connection point and an opportunity for you to follow up with them, and like where they're remembering you on a different level than they would otherwise.
Yeah, and there's reciprocation at play. Oh, this realtor gave me this. There's a little bit of, and then, the conversation there could just be, hey, saw you redeem the gift card. Thanks for doing that. Who do you know who might be thinking of buying or selling the Buffini script or whatever?
Exactly. So, and I think this was on the show last week. I talked about, yeah, it was. I sent a gift card to the sellers that we settled on their house last week. We sent out just sold cards on Friday, and on Thursday I sent them a $100 gift card to Target using thanks.io, right? And I will follow up with them later this week to make sure that they got it. And obviously, if I see that they scanned the gift card, which again is one of the wonderful features and benefits of using thanks.io, you're notified when someone scans, then I can follow up with them there, right? So either way, it's a follow-up opportunity and an opportunity to maybe get some referrals or get a review or whatever. So I love this idea. Ryan, we cannot forget to do some of this, right? To test it with some direct mail on the responsive folks, and for me to send it to my the seller portion of my database. And the reason why I said next week is because I've already hit up with our Texting Tuesday scripts. I've already sent something by text and email to at least the majority of the homeowners in my database, which is a perfect transition point for me to share these scripts that we have put together for you today. Now, we always, with these Texting Tuesday scripts, there's generally always a text and an email variation, and we put them on the site at wakeup.realestate. Look for that later today because Mike's still cleaning up the script, but I'll at least give you, the document with the scripts, but I'll at least give you the scripts. And I'm even going to share, I've already generated 2 appointments, one from the seller script and one from the buyer script. And I just started using it literally at 10:15. So like 40 minutes or an hour ago, I guess. So here are the scripts. I'll give you 2 different variations. Okay. So the buyer script, and I'm calling this the two-step texting script. Okay. And the idea here is you get them engaged by asking a question, which we always do a question, but in particular on the buyer side, when they agree to what we're offering, then we're going to change channels on them and do some automated follow-up. So I'll unpack all of that. So here's what I did on the buyer side. I went and identified how many price reduced homes are for sale in my market area. So, if this is the first time watching the show and you don't know where I'm from, I'm in Central PA. Our local team covers Cumberland County, Dauphin County, York, most of York County, and really we'll cover any of York County, to be honest, and Perry County and some of the surrounding as well. So I went in and I made a list. I used KV Core. You can use your MLS, use whatever IDX you have. I made a list of all the recently price reduced homes. Now, if for some reason your MLS, you can't pull a list like that, you can do something else, right? Homes with land, it doesn't matter, right? Just pull a list, get a specific number like this. There are 239 recently price reduced homes. And then I'm using that as a quote unquote tease, right? To get somebody to get folks to ask me for the thing, right? So morning, so-and-so, Right now, there are 239 recently price reduced homes for sale in Central PA. Would you like me to send you the full list? And then I put in parentheses here. Who knows? You might be able to find a great deal. Okay. Now I've got another variation where you leave the parentheses off. Doesn't really matter. They both will work. And I'll get I haven't even used the email because when I started using the text, honestly, my KV core is blowing up.
Yeah.
So what I created, and I did this right before we went live here, what I created is a smart campaign for folks that say yes to this. Okay. So a smart campaign for folks that say yes. So if they say yes, we're going to email them the list because that's forcing them to go find us on another channel, right? So they're engaging with us on their text message platform. Now we're going to get them engaging with us on email. Why? Well, number one, I want to condition people to open my emails. Number two, if they open this email, they're going to be more likely to open my my Friday weekly email newsletter and anything else that I may send them, right? So I'm conditioning them to look for my name and to recognize me and to remember who I am, okay? So the smart campaign, it has three things. It has an email to give them the list, and it has a text message that goes out 7 minutes later, and then it's got a text message that goes out the next day. Okay. So rather than me tell you about that, let's look at what that looks like. Okay. So this is a smart campaign. And by the way, if you can't do this like this, just do it manually. Okay. Right. We got overwhelmed with responses, but that's because I sent it to 10 times like 2,500 buyers about something like that. Right. If you have, 250 or 25, you're going to be able to do this manually. Okay. But we've got a lot. And I didn't want Mike, who does a lot of the responding and the appointment setting for me, to get completely bogged down. So using technology the way it's designed to be more efficient. So the email that goes out, the subject line in the follow-up says Central PA price reduced list for Ryan, or whatever the name is. Hey, Ryan, here's the list you had requested. And then it's a link to the list. Again, that link is an IDX squeeze page in KV Core, but use whatever you have. Okay, you don't have to have whatever you have. Just use what you've got. And then I ask a question because you always, anything you send, no matter if it's an email, text message, a private message, because you've been using the Facebook Messenger strategies that we've been talking about, whatever you're doing, ask a question to keep the conversation going. So in this email, I ask, are you looking for something for yourself or for an investment? Okay. I could have said anything there, right? That's the email. And then 7 minutes later, this goes out. I just emailed you the list. Can you let me know when you get it? ? Okay. So that's the question in this case. If you don't see it in your inbox, you may have to check the spam/junk folder. Now, I don't love asking this question because it doesn't get a ton of response. But the reason why I was okay doing that is because tomorrow I'm sending this one, or 24 hours later, a day later, I'm sending this. Hey, Ryan, are there any properties on the price reduced list that you'd like to go check out? Maybe later this week or this weekend. Let me know. Thanks. Okay. Just a subtle, right? So I'm taking people, I'm getting them engaging, right? Asking for something from me. I'm giving them the thing they ask for, and then figuring out with the technology and scripting who might be ready to get out and look at properties. Now, let's see, what does that look like in practice, right? In practicality. Well, I've already gotten two appointments. Let me see here. It needs to refresh. I've gotten 2 appointments already from this. And honestly, it's really the only ones that I even had time to reply to. So I don't know where Mike is at with the conversations, but here's one. Please don't, how do I block the, anyway, don't reach out to Pardeep here. This was the script, the initial script. This was the buyer script. He says, any options for 0 down payment? I said, absolutely. Is there a specific area or school district you're looking to be in, and then price range? He said Cedar Cliff High School, which is just one of our local high schools here, and price range from 3 to 4. He means 3 to 400,000. I'll send you a specific list. And there are at least 2 0 down options that would be available in that area. Most of most of the properties in Cedar Cliff High School would fall in the USDA, would qualify under USDA. In other words, it's in an area that qualifies for USDA, which is why I said at least two: just down payment assistance and USDA. Sounds good. Would you be available? So this is where we pivot to the appointment. Would you be available later today for a quick chat with one of our zero down specialists? He says after 7 p.m. I said, sure. 7:30 work. He says, yes, thank you. And we've made the handoff. And I confirmed that we had the right email for him. And then, so here's what I've done. Here's what happens just to see, so you can see the whole process. So what I did to lock in that appointment, number one, before I did anything with the appointment, I went into my MLS and got him set up on an MLS search based upon the criteria. Cedar Cliff High School, 300 to 400,000. I actually did 300 to 425, which I don't know. When someone tells me a range, I usually bump it up slightly because, or I use I use sort of common sense to know, like, if I bump it up slightly, can I get them a little bit more results? And if we find a property that's been listed for a little while, we might be able to negotiate. So anyway, for whatever that's worth. So I set him up on that, which is the reason why I wanted to confirm the email address, right? I wanted to make sure that we're sending the listings to the right address. And then I did the appointment setting handoff, which is what we're doing for V Qualifier partners. Is number one, I did a group text looping in Colleen, who is the specialist that will have the phone call appointment to chat about zero down options. Okay. So I loop in Colleen, and we're just using Google Voice for that. So I've got Pardeep and I've got Colleen, and we just say, hi, Pardeep, it's Josh. I'm CCing Colleen here. Colleen, could you please give Pardeep a call tonight at 7:30 to go over zero down options? And then we actually, in our CRM for our virtual mortgage providers team, in our CRM, we schedule an actual appointment on the calendar. Sorry, I'm getting I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the lawn care, my lawn's getting treated, so it stays nice and green this fall. Anyway, so we make that handoff, so it all gets locked in, so that it's like a firm appointment. We're making good on the thing, and we echo back the thing that they were interested in, right? So if he had said, I'm a first-time home buyer, then we would have made it about that. Hey, when would you be available for a quick chat about with one of our first-time home buyer specialists, right? If he had said, I don't know, do you have any new construction homes available, right? As much as you can tie that together to whatever the conversation was, it just locks it together, and it also makes the prospect feel like you're actually listening. Right? It's not just a robot here. Okay. So that was one example. I have one other example because I didn't even get into. So here's the seller script. And I've already gotten, I have an appointment at 4:45 today from this script. This is what I sent to homeowners. Actually, it was just a small portion. It was less than 500 like home value leads, Z buyer leads, etc. That's in my KV core. So here's the text. Morning, first name, morning, Ryan. We have a new program where folks can buy their new home, in parentheses, whether trading up or right sizing, before selling their current home. Is that something you might be interested in? Question mark, parentheses, or know someone who might be. And pretty quickly after that, a fellow by the name of Augie. Where's Augie here? Oh boy, there's a lot of replies. Where's Augie? Holy mackerel. Here's Augie. So Augie said, actually, yes. Okay, actually, yes. And I said, right on. When would you be available for a quick chat to discuss? Also, in parentheses, will you be trading up or right sizing? He said, upgrading, possibly. Okay. And then I said, I gave the thumbs up. He said, I get off at 4:30. So anytime after that, right on, I'll give you a buzz around 4:45 and I'll email you for info and details in a bit. Now I actually have to do that. I just got a little bit busy. with all of these replies. So when we're done with the show, I'm going to email him a video email of me talking about the program. It's the Buy Before You Sell program. I'm just going to pull up one of the graphics, and I'm going to talk about that and just give him an idea. And then I'm going to send him a calendar invite for our call at 4:45, and that's one that I'm directly taking. And I love this illustration here because this is what happens when we're working V-Qualifiers partners databases. Mike will get in to a Greg Unthank or a Kyle No or a Jennifer Salter, and he'll start sending these scripts. And sometimes he's setting appointments for our specialist, Colleen or Dana or John we're bringing on. But sometimes it's like Augie, where it's an appointment that Mike ends up setting directly for the partner because it's a listing appointment or they're already pre-approved. For example, last week, Mike, just from one morning, set 10 appointments for our specialist, Colleen, and also sent back to Greg 3 people that were in his database that said, I'm already pre-approved. So he's sending back pre-approved buyers for Greg to follow up and follow through and hopefully sell them a home. So that's the kind of work that we're doing. If you want more information about that or to chat about that, you can schedule a time at Josh15 or just reach out to me, whatever. But this stuff works if you work and you use it. And if you need help implementing this, that's where we can step in and we'd be happy to chat and dig in more to that. So I've got to do that follow up with Augie, right? That's where the money is, right? Is fully fully optimizing that entire process, locking in the appointment, and so forth. And I didn't even send out the email blast yet, which I need to send out the buyer version of that email blast because of my contacts, at least 50% of them are unsubscribed to text, so they didn't get the text message. We know that the message works, so I'm going to use that in that in that way as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
and for the last 20 minutes.
Let's push that message up. I talked about retargeting yesterday. Let's push one of those up as an ad. I can do it for you today if you want.
Sure.
To the list that you are going to email and text to, export that out, upload it to Facebook, and show the same exact messaging. I'd be curious to see what happened there, or use one of your messenger ads. But I'm really
so it's funny that you mentioned that. That was actually I was going to do one or the other as my sponsored message later this week.
Yeah.
Which has been working really well. But the sponsored message will only get shown to people who are subscribed in the Facebook Messenger inbox, which is a much smaller audience than my full KV Core database.
There's an interesting cadence here, though. You're doing this once a week, like you always have. You block out 3 hours in the morning on Tuesdays, and if you just include a little bit more, like the retargeting, you get the email out. The running story is always changing, but they're seeing it on socials too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a unified front on all in all places, right? And I think especially when you're using so I'll go back to the Buy Before You Sell program. In that script, I included or know someone who might be, right? So like it doesn't always make sense to include something along those lines, right? But it does make sense in a case like a specialized program like that. If it doesn't fit them, asking who they may know gets more, you get more leverage from the message. A and B, the other reason I wanted to circle back on the Buy Before You Sell, I'm seeing so much positive, results and engagement and so forth. We talked about it several times last week, but on Thursday at noon Eastern, so an hour after our regular show, we're doing a free info session on that program. An actual presentation with more info details, and we'll have more marketing collateral put together for easy access at that point. And I don't have an easy way for folks to register. But if you text BBYS to 866-973-4009 and just say, or if you test, I don't know, training or free class or whatever, we'll get a link to that. It's on Eventbrite right now. I can probably find the Eventbrite link real quick. I think we gave folks plenty to chew on today. Ryan, I don't know if you had anything else. I know that you're having a good time with the whole real estate day trading.
Yeah.
Making some money this morning, rubbing it in your face.
We'll talk more about that. Yeah. I've been carving out a couple hours before the show to short EXP. So
listen, that's not the only thing you're doing.
It's not. I'm not really doing that right now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So tomorrow we have our regular show at 11 a.m. What's working now? I think we'll just share a couple of different things that we've been using, and I know that I'll also make sure to share some of the some updates on some of the messenger ads that I've been using and the results on that. Okay. And then tomorrow at 1 is our mastermind workshop. And what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about hosting a coat drive. So hosting a charitable coat drive in your market and how to do that, what to do with that, some resources for that. This is something that several folks on my team last year did very successfully. Was able to do, some good in their community and also created client opportunities for themselves. Last year, we came up with the idea a little late, right? It was kind of like we were already in the dead of winter. But if we're, being proactive here, we can get out in front of it and do some good in your community and be able to give back and also create opportunities for conversations with potential clients. So we're going to dig into that. We may also, I don't know, time permitting, I'll probably also do the sponsored message. I'll share how to set that up and what my script is going to be for the week as well. And if you want to join us for those are interactive Zoom sessions. wakeup.realestate/mm. wakeup.realestate/mm. Thanks for spending some time this morning. Be sure to check out thanks.io if you have any mortgage questions, needs, etc. You want to explore the buy before you sell program or want some more information, just text BBYS to 866-973-4009. I actually remember the number now.
There you go.
So use these scripts. And if you need any help, have any questions, let us know. See you tomorrow.
See you guys.